This video was sponsored by BlueStacks, a free Android emulator that you can use to play Azur Lane and other anime mobile games on your PC. This will let you get better graphics quality than on your phone, and overall it will just provide a much more smoother and nicer experience. So, if you're interested, feel free to click the link in the description below or the pinned comment, and I'll see you guys in the video. See ya! Hi, Ander or FBI Open Up here, and welcome to the Iris of Light and Dark rerun. I'm here with another video discussing all the new goodies that come along with it, and speaking of that, there is a ton of new content, so I won't waste any time. With that being said, let's get straight into the patch notes. The first thing I'd like to bring up is none other than, if you click on Build, when you see the Limited, you will find that there is the Wishing Well. It is back for the second time on the global server, and what you will do for here is that you will pick your two most wanted ships from either the light, heavy, or special category, and you will have a rated up chance to build them. So for instance, I picked Taiho and Prince Eugen, mostly because I just wanted Taiho and I just randomly picked Prince, because why not? So as a tip, this is especially good if you don't have submarines yet, because you can target them in the special build pool. I only need Taiho since she's been dodging me since she was released, so hopefully I can be able to pull her from this soon. Now moving on, there is another new feature that you can see in the very middle called Manjuu Plaza. If you click here, then you will go and be greeted with this screen, and there is a mini game going on called Manjuu Misadventures. You can do that by clicking the port showroom right here, and then you will find Manjuu Misadventures. Basically every single day you should be doing this minigame at least once every single day. So then basically you would just do the minigame, be like yay! And then once you die, okay, I'm doing a horrible job on purpose, totally, yep. Anyway, so you would just do this every single day, and you will be able to, okay, I died. So anyway, once you do that, you get it, and for every single day that you do it, you will get one stamp for this check-in thing right here. And once you collect 7 check-ins, basically by playing 7 days of doing that minigame at least once per day, you will be able to exchange it for a super rare character of your choice. Of course that excludes event exclusive ones. Now along with that, if you go back to the Manjuu Plaza right here, there will be a daily mission every day, or you can go and get this currency right here in the top right corner called Building Materials, and you can use those building materials to upgrade one of these 4 facilities right here, one being Manjuu Cafe, 2 being the Dango Shop, the Burger Joint, and the Dumpling House. So the best one by far that you should max out first with these building materials is the Manjuu Cafe, because it gives a very nice boost to ships XP gain, which is going to be very good for your grind. This can also help you out with your PR grind, because you'll get a little bit more XP. So this is definitely something that you should max out first. As a quick mention, speaking of XP, if you're just starting out and under Commander level 30, it is the best time to grind right now. There is a double Commander and Ship XP event going on for Commanders level 30 or lower, so you will be able to progress a lot faster in the game. Now, being the Iris of Light and Dark rerun, it will come with 2 brand new ships, along with all of the old ships from the first run. So event ships from the first Iris run, such as Bart right here, Massachusetts, and Le Triomphant. I don't know how to say French names, please. Throughout the video, if I say French names wrong, I'm giving it my best shot. Or you could get Le Opiniâtre, who, all of them, who I will be discussing later on in the ship review section in this video. If you're wondering who the best person from this gacha is, it will obviously be Bart by far. I'll be talking about her later as well. Now of course during a main event, there are always going to be a little bit of side events going on too. You can access this by clicking Saratoga right here, and then once you click on that event tab on Saratoga, you'll find that there is the Radiant Iris event, where you will collect the event currency that you will get from playing the event maps, and you will get a couple of rewards, as you can see right here, including Emile Bertin. I'm so bad at French names. Anyway, you can also go and consume oil, and you can get Le Mars's free skin right here. So just make sure you're doing some of these things and getting yourself some free skins and free ships. Now, of course, that would also mean that there are new shop updates too. The first, of course, being in the skins tab. You will find that there are new skins for all of your new ships, such as Les Opinâtres and Les Malin. And also you've got all the older ones, such as this Côté d'Azur for Emile Bertin. Okay, I'm just gonna stop saying names. Dunkerque, Forbin, Dunkerque, stuff like that. Yeah, you get it. Cool skins. I like the Dunkerque one a lot. It's nice. Live 2D. Nice. If you move on to the munitions tab, you can find in the merit shop that albacore has been added here too. So now you can go and buy yet another good super rare submarine in a different way. So you've got wishing well stuff that you can also buy super rare submarines in, and the merit shop now. So submarines are super accessible right now, and I definitely make sure that you guys are getting your hands on some of those super rares if you don't have them yet. Now for some rapid fire system updates, and there are a couple of big ones here, so here we go. First is if you click on the gems tab, guess what? AKASHI now follows your cursor, and if you click down, her eyes actually go the right way, so boom. Look, he's following my mouse. He's trying to make me buy gems. Oh no. And when you go back to munitions, once again, you'll find that of course there's a new prototype tab. When you click on this prototype tab, this is for veteran players that have extra prototype ship blueprints lying around that you cannot use because your prototype ships are either at max level and max fate simulation. So in order to go and exchange your blueprints that you are not using, you would click the blueprint analysis right here on the top right corner. And then I already did it, so I won't have any. But anyway, you would click this button, click analyze, and then that will change your blueprints into prototype core. Now this prototype core currency from there can be used in your prototype shop to go and buy any of this stuff. So if you need some more ship blueprints for say Friedrich there, I'm not saying that, and Azuma, you can go and get that. Or if you need some more stuff like the Azuma gun, you can go over here and buy some of those blueprints. Once you have those, of course you would go down to your depot, click depot, and then you will find that you'll get some of this. So I bought some of these prototype weapon things already, and as you can see here, all you would have to do is click this, click the one that you'd want, and I'd want this one, so I click confirm, and boom, I get some more blueprints. This is good if you don't have the Azuma gun yet too. You can just straight up buy it from there. Next, we just have some really nice quality of life changes. The addition of the gallery and jukebox system have been added, and you can access them by going to the top right corner and clicking the memento tab right here. Once you do that, you will find that there are two new tabs right here called gallery and jukebox. If you click on gallery, guess what? You can now choose and look at any of these cool loading screens that have been in the game, as well as any other fan arts that have been posted by Azur Lane themselves. If you click on jukebox, you will be able to listen to any of your favorite songs in the Azur Lane playlist. Now guys, this next change is huge. When you click HQ, and then you click dorm, and then you click rest, once this thing loads in, I'm trying to be dramatic here, come on. You click train, guess what? There is now a 6th dorm slot available that is available for purchase for 1200 gems. This will allow you to basically get XP even faster for even more ships now. And of course, when you unlock the 6th slot here, you'll also get the 6th slot available for the 2nd floor too, if you have that unlocked. Anyway, this means that you can now fit an entire 3-3 backline and vanguard fleet into one dorm now. This is honestly so good that I'm just gonna go and spend my hard-earned gems for this. Oh my. Oh, that feels really bad. Rest in peace my dreams of buying a live 2D skin, but this next dorm slot will just definitely be much more useful. And to celebrate, let's go and put someone like... Sure, let's put Tashkent in. Anyway, there's 6 slots now. That's a lot of slots, that's a lot of XP. And that's a great addition. And of course, if you go back to shop and then you click here, then you click packs. If you're an ultra whale that has a ton of money to spend, there are new packs to buy, such as these. If you want to buy them, go ahead, I'm not stopping you, but I'm going to be a little bit sad. And also, guess what? If you for some reason have 2,000 slots in your dock space, you can now expand that all the way to 3,000 slots now. Something that I will never be able to do because I only have 200 slots right now. Yeah. With that, I've covered all of the important changes that have came with this update, so now onto the ship reviews. Starting off with the brand new ships. Sadly, I was not able to pull Le Malin yet, and that is the only ship that I don't have right now for this event. So anyway, she is a firepower focused French destroyer that is very versatile in any fleet. She performs slightly worse than the top tier destroyers such as Laffy Retrofit, but she is barely off of tier 0. She is the better of the two when compared to her sister, Le Triomphant, and that is because they basically have the same exact stats, but Le Malin just has better skills. Le Malin just has a lot of more offensive power, which is considered the most important thing in a good ship. Her first skill, Gassing Breath, is able to increase the damage dealt by allied destroyers by 12% to a certain ship once she hits it with her main gun 10 times. This will basically only be useful for bosses, but it will allow your destroyers to deal a significant damage amount more to the boss when the time comes. This skill also comes with a personal firepower boost whenever she sinks a ship, up to a maximum of 20% extra firepower when she sinks 10. Her second skill, Excitatory Poison, is yet another good stat boosting skill. It gives her torpedo and evasion stat up by a solid 20% for the first 30 seconds of battle. That will give her a lot more survivability and more damage output. Regarding the torpedo part of the skill, this would basically mean that the first 2 torpedo salvos, if you do count the preloaded one, will deal 20% more damage. These two skills together provide plenty of offensive buffs to Le Malin, as well as the other destroyers in the same fleet as her. I highly recommend pulling for her, as she is a great ship with a great design as well. Now I actually have the rest of the other ships, so now we can take a nice look at them in my dock. Next up is Le Opinâtre, and hopefully I managed to say that reasonably well. If I could find her somewhere down here, right here. Le Opinâtre is quite a bit worse than the other 2 super rare French destroyers you can get in this event, being Le Malin and Le Triomphant. Since there are so many other good destroyers that are easily accessible, such as the starters, and especially because you can also get, of course, as I said, Le Triomphant and Le Malin in the same event, there is no reason to use her stat-wise, but if you do like her design, then feel free, go ahead, you have my okay. With that being said, I'm still going to level her up anyway, and keep her in my dock because I do like her design a lot. Moving on to the other ships that came out in the first run of Iris, we have the Queen, Jean Bart, the one-shot goddess. In my opinion, she is the shining star of this event, just due to her insane damage potential. I single-handedly used her to farm almost all of Gascon's priority research missions. As you can see that she's level 120, and she hit the soft level cap right here at 3 million extra XP. Now Jean Bart is a battleship that requires her specific gun, right here, in order to make her perform well. You can buy this gun in the event store, so if you did manage to pull Jean Bart and don't have her gun, make this your top priority buy, unless you are going to farm D3. Now Jean Bart can be used anywhere in the fleet just due to how her insane offensive skills work. Firstly, she is different from a normal battleship, as you can see right here, when you limit break her for the first time, she will get main gun preload +1. This means that she will have a preloaded salvo when you start the battle, meaning she will be able to fire her battleship shot the second you start the battle. This will make her basically fire an extra salvo off in the first seconds of battle, making her able to basically one-shot any sirens in most cases, finishing the battle almost instantly. Moving on to her skills, the first being Pirate Soul. Her first skill gives a massive damage increase to every battleship salvo that she fires. Combined at max level, she will be able to deal an insane 120% more damage with her first shot when fired manually, and even if you're playing on auto, she still packs an insane amount of damage. Since this does not rely on a barrage, you can put her in anywhere on your backline, and she will still be able to deal all of her damage efficiently. But that is not all. She has a second offensive skill called Final Shot, and that gives a massive buff to her signature gun. There are other reasons why her gun is needed, and this is one of them. Having an extra 30% crit rate boost along with an additional 50% crit rate damage boost, she actually annihilates anything wherever her shots connect. To demonstrate, we will be testing it on this random Siren that I found in D2. Let's just go and count how many seconds it takes to go and clear the battle. So we go in, we already have the preloaded battleship salvo, we fire the battleship salvo from Bart, and the Siren is completely and utterly demonetized. Not demonetized, demonized, decimated, distinguished, disintegrated, that's the word. Anyway, she's gone, the battle took basically like a couple seconds, and Bart is the queen. Hopefully this talk has convinced you to either pull for Bart or level her up if you have her, because she is absolutely broken. Moving on, we have Le Malon's sister, Le Triomphant, right here. She is basically the exact same as Le Malin, basically the same exact stat-wise, just a bit worse due to having less offensive abilities. Instead of a firepower and torpedo boost, she gets a reload boost, which is not as desirable, but it is still pretty good. She also has the option to go and get extra main gun efficiency, but reduced anti-air, but even with this, her damage output will still end up being lower than Le Malin. They're both still good destroyers, however, and they're both very viable, so if you do want to use them, go ahead. You're still going to be doing completely great with them, and they're not going to hold you back whatsoever. Now, Surcouf is the French submarine that you can get. She is the only submarine so far that actually doesn't look like a lolly, as you can see right here. And she is the best purple submarine. Of course, she is worse than the super rare submarines as they have more stats than the purple ones, but she is a great addition if you don't have 3 super rare submarines yet. Now everyone else in this event is all pretty usable, but they are not as good as the people that I've already mentioned. Massachusetts being one of them, performs similarly to her sister South Dakota. She is slightly better because she actually has an offensive skill that shoots things, such as Big Mommy and 2,700 pounds of justice. Now especially this one shoots some super heavy shells, but the downsides are that they will most of the time miss, and it takes a long time for this barrage to travel. Now moving on to Emile Bertin. I honestly have no idea how to say her name. She is another solid light cruiser that has a retrofit, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with her, just that there are a lot of other good alternatives to light cruisers such as Noshiro, Shapayev, and Cleveland, and all of those other people. So she is just kind of a little bit outclassed by them. She is still very viable to use, but there are always better alternatives. Now, finally we have Dunkerque. Dunkerque is somewhere right here. So Dunkerque is another French battleship. She performs like the budget Bart, except she has no insane offensive abilities, and instead only has this single ability that at max level has a 50% chance to shoot a couple of fireballs whenever she procs her salvo. So you really can't even compare her to Bart. She's just kind of, yeah, she's there. Sorry Dunkerque, but you're just not as good as Bart, sorry. Finally, the two blues Forbin and Le Mars are nothing too extraordinary. Both of them perform as well as you would expect from an average blue destroyer. So that's really all there is to it. So Forbin's right here, and yeah. With that ship review finished, that will wrap up my video regarding the new Iris of Light and Dark rerun. As always, if you found this information helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribing. Don't forget to press that notification bell for my future uploads as well. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions that need to be answered, and I'll try my best to reply. If you're interested, you can always join my Discord server if you need any advice, or if you just want a place to relax and chill. That is going to be found in my description or my pinned comment. That is all I have for this video, so have a nice good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!